Hello again. Today we're going to tie this Mayfly Nymph. It's a pretty simple pattern to tie and it's really effective this time of year, right up until the Mayfly actually hatch. But to be honest with you, I've caught pretty much all year round with this fly actually. But let's take this one out of the vise, and in the vise we're going to put this is a Camazan hook, and it's called a wet fly supreme. It's in a size 12. It's a good strong hook actually. It's great for nymphs. So just look that off in the vise, and we're going to put some this is 0.40 lead wire. We'll put a little bit on the shank there, and we'll sort of put it where the thorax is going to be. Thread is uni thread in 8/0, and the colour is camel. There's only two materials really in this fly, so we're going to start a thread just in front of the lead and then jump to the back, and what I'm doing there is just making two dams of thread either side of that lead, just so it doesn't open out and move. And then we run the thread up and down the lead a little bit. If you get any little bit like that little bit of lead there, just take that off so it's all nice. Take the thread back till it hangs where the barb is on the fly, and the tail is just pheasant tail. So as usual with the pheasant tails, I'm going to take, I don't know, half a dozen to like 8 or so fibres. Pull them 90 degrees from the stem. Just going to hold that up. Pull them 90 degrees from the stem, and what that does is line all those tips up. Pull it off. Tail length, I like to have that length of the hook. I'm just going to catch it on. A couple of turns. I'm just going to do a turn underneath just to kind of spread the fibres a little bit, and then I'm going to run the thread up to the back of that lead and trim. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of wax to my thread, and I'm going to tie in some wire. This is just a sort of small size, or medium really, brown coloured wire. We're just going to catch that on my side, run it down to the base of the tail, and we'll just get that out my way. Now, dubbing is just seal's fur. Now, I do trim this once it's on the fly as well, but I just find this sort of creamy colour, natural seal's fur, is such a nice colour. You could use super fine in the sort of cream colour, but I've always done this with seal's fur. It's always done me all right. So I'm going to catch that on, tighten every sort of turn. I'm tightening the dubbing. We're going to run that up, trying to build that nice taper in the body, like we're always trying to do with nymphs. We're just going to run this up till we get to where the thorax will be, which is about there. Happy with that. Just take off the rest of the dubbing we don't want. I'll just put that back in the packet. Tighten that rest of that up. Sweep the dubbing back, put the thread in front. And now I'm just going to trim some of these longer, spikier bits. Just mind your tail when you're doing this. There you go, happy with that. Now with the rib, I'm actually going to sort of counter wrap it. Now the only reason I'm going to do that is because I want this rib to show through. So I found if you counter wrap it, it doesn't sink into the dubbing and get lost as much within the dubbing if you counter wrap it. So we're going to come around. There's one, there's two. Trying to nice equal spaces between them. About, I don't know, 4 or 5 turns. There's 3, there's 4, and then we just come over with the 5th one and we're going to catch that off. Normally catch it off 3 or 4 times. There we go. I've waxed that thread so it's going to give me lots of grip. Just wiggle the wire, it will snap off. Let's have a look at your fly. There's a fibre there I just don't like at the back. So we're going to take him off. Happy with that. Now we're going to run the thread towards the eye. And we're going to tie in what will be the thorax cover and some legs. So I want to take, I don't know, 8 fibres, something like that. It's going to have 4 legs at either side. But truth be known, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to line up the tips again. We're going to catch this on. And then we're going to pull the fibres in to where we want them, keeping them on the top. That's about right. Now we're going to try and spread, flatten the pheasant tail fibres on top of the hook. There we go. Now I'm going to come back to my seals fur dubbing again. Just going to take some of this, dub it on. Now it doesn't matter too much on the thorax if you get some wild fibres. It just kind of adds to the leg effect. We're going to take it over. Still going to tighten upon every turn. And you want a nice chunky thorax. So I'm just going to add a little bit more onto that. There we go. Dub that on. Take it down. Oh, just want to tighten that last bit. Take it down, jump your thread in front of the pheasant tail that you've got there for the legs. I'm just going to wax my thread, and minding my legs, I've got a couple of fibres here that I just don't like. Mind your legs, mind your thread. And now separate these legs. So you've got 4 on each side. And I tend to, once I've separated them, flatten them with my finger. Bring your thorax cover over, thorax even. Sweep your fingers back, hold everything in place, come around with a turn of thread, tighten it up. A few more turns, tighten that up, folding it back, sorry. Come in with your scissors, trim. Tidy the head up. Don't be shy on the head, by the way. These do have quite large heads. And then as per usual, I'm going to come in. I'm going to put a bit of varnish on the thread. And then I'll come straight in with a whip finish. Whoops-a-daisy. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Don't know what that is on the thread. Something on the thread there I don't like. I'm going to take that off. 4 or 5 turns, tighten up, come in with your scissors, trim, and now I'm just gonna break off some of these larger, wispier fibres in the seal's fur. And there we have it. It really is as simple as that. You could do a couple of coats of varnish on the thread, on the head, sorry, and there it is. That is a very simple but very effective Mayfly Nymph. Once again, I hope you enjoyed watching that. If you have enjoyed watching it, please like, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.